All right, so you've arrived at your destination and you're getting set up in your beautiful camping experience extraordinaire. All right, couple things. This gray key opens all of the useful things on the side that you're going to be using to get hooked up, because you got to hook up your power, and you got to hook up your water, and you got to hook up your sewer. That's right, fellas. We're going to have some sewer fun here. So anyway, we're going to open this up. You're going to notice all your wigs bang things that you're going to need. And this, most important thing is get power, because you got to keep the family cool. So you got your power here. And if you'll notice, at every station, before I get too far ahead of myself, when you're talking power, if you notice here, you need to have all the breakers. Look at the breakers. You got to have all the breakers off before you plug in. And some places have a different plug, and I have the plug here just in case you need an adapter. But all you got to do is you're going to plug in, and then you're going to plug into the RV. Now it's real important that you have everything off on the inside before you plug in. It means your AC is off and whatnot. So we're going to screw that in, and we're going to make sure we power it on. So flip the switch. And this also, in a lot of campsites, is the reset for the Wi-Fi. So that's always important to know if you want to reset your Wi-Fi. Some of them will say Wi-Fi here, some won't. Every campsite you're going to see is completely different. Now, over here, look at this. This is the fun thing. This is where the sewer goes. And we're going to do that next. Before we do that, we always are going to be careful. And I don't like to touch the sewer line without gloves on. That's one of those things that you just want to put on gloves, because it's a sewer line, right? And let's get this on here. All right, so this thing right here is the stand that you hold your sewage in. And all this does is prevent the sewage line from falling on the ground. And there's no like big deal if it falls on the ground, but you want to have your sewage line kind of come down like a slope, so the sewage flows on down. So we're going to move this. So we got a nice little thing. And if you want to unscrew it, you just unscrew it to the left, lefty-loosey, right? All right. Now on the side here, this thing right here pops off. And this is your sewage cable. And this will open up. Inside here, this is your plug to the main sewage line. So you open this up and you shove this in just like this. And you take your cord here and you're going to screw this in, put it along the stand here, and you're going to screw this in just like this. Alrighty, so now we've connected the sewage. Now we want to connect the water to the RV, and this process usually takes you to get set up in a campsite about 10 minutes or so. Now when you screw in the water supply, you actually screw in the opposite direction. You'll notice that if you do it the other way, you'll keep spinning and spinning. Ask yourself, what's wrong? Just go the other direction. Now you're going to take your, whoops. By the way, this is an outdoor water thing, so you can wash your feet off if you've been to the beach, whatever. All right, so now you can plug this up to the water supply. All right, now we're going to turn on the water. Now we are ready to go. Now, I'll show you a couple other things. Now, I always like to keep my water supply separate from that. And actually, I made a little boo-boo there. You notice I did not put it through the hole in the bottom. But let's go ahead and do that. Right, so now we are completely ready. So we got our sewer plugged in, our water turned on. Now we're gonna make sure we set this up to the right setting. Now, right now it's listed as 3 and then 5. 3 and 5 is normal. That means you are on the road and you're using everything self-contained in the unit. Now, if you're at a campsite, you want to use the fresh water from the campsite and the sewer. So what you want to do is change it to city fixtures. So that's going to be 2, and that's going to be 6. Now, all the fresh water coming in, this is the water that the sink and the shower is going to use. So now the fun part, this is the highlight of this whole video, is using the sewage system and getting rid of all the funky funk. So now we've got this connected. Now we want to empty the black tank. Now the black tank is where all of the big stuff from the toilet goes, okay? The gray tank is the rest of the drainage inside the RV, your sink and your shower. All that's called gray water. So you'll notice here, I have a holding tank. So I'm going to open up the black holding tank. Can you hear that noise? That is the noise of fun coming out. Now I always open the black tank, let it do its thing, and it's going over there. I don't want to show you this on video because is it a pretty sight, Trace? No. No. So you can see it. I don't know, it's somewhat satisfying, I don't know. But it is what it is. So I'm going to open up that holding tank. Now you could keep that open and the gray tank open so all your sewage goes straight down the drain. The only challenge with that is if the sewage here is really smelly, it could smell up your RV and it not be a fun time in smelling that.
You don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that. But now I'm going to open up the gray tank, and that's going to wash out the remaining stuff that is left in the system. So notice that all the water got clear doing that. So anyways, guys, that is all you got to do to set it up. Now you can turn on the air, you turn on the water, you're good to go.